get ready to maybe rethink your iPhone. Seriously. Because Apple, well, they seem poised to turn Siri into something much, much bigger.
Yeah, like a genuine rival, not just to Google search, but even to those AI chatbots we hear so much about, like ChatGPT.
Exactly. This feels like more than just an update. It feels foundational. So today, we're doing a deep dive. We're looking at a Bloomberg report, pretty recent, September 3rd, 2025, and it spills the beans on Apple's secret project. It's an AI-powered search engine for Siri, codenamed World Knowledge Answers, WKA.
WKA.
Our mission here is simple. Unpack what this actually means. For you as a user, for the tech giants slugging it out, and, well, for how we all find information in the future. We'll get into the how, the why it's a big deal, and maybe some what-if scenarios too.
And I think what's really significant is that this isn't just tweaking Siri again.
Yeah.
It's Apple planting a flag, a serious one, saying we're in this AI answer game and potentially redefining what your phone's assistant can actually do for you.
Right. Moving beyond just setting timers.
Way beyond. Towards real intelligence.
Okay, let's unpack this WKA news then. Bloomberg laid it out. Apple's actively developing this AI search engine. It's happening. And the timeline they're mentioning. Early 2026 for a launch. Initially, just inside Siri.
Which is soon, relatively speaking.
It is. But the bigger picture, the report says, is expansion later into Safari, into Spotlight search.
Ah, okay. So across the system.
Yeah, it signals a much broader strategy. This isn't just a Siri feature. It's potentially a new information layer for the whole Apple ecosystem.
And if you connect that to the, let's say, the bigger tech narrative, Apple's jumping into the deep end of the AI answer pool. They're not just fiddling around the edges. This is aiming for a real transformation for Siri, making it a contender.
A serious player in how we get knowledge, finally.
Exactly. And that's a direct challenge to, well, everyone who's currently leading that race.
So how does this WKA thing actually work? What's under the hood? The report suggests it's not one giant AI brain, but like 3 specialized parts working together.
More like a team.
Yeah, a team. First, there's the planner. Its job is to figure out what you really mean when you ask something. Understanding the intent.
Okay, interpretation. Makes sense.
Then you've got the search operator. This is the bit that actually goes looking for information. And crucially, it looks in 2 places.
Yeah.
Your own stuff on your device, emails, notes, photos, whatever, kept private, and the wider web.
Right, the hybrid approach. That's interesting.
And finally, the summarizer. This part takes everything the operator finds and boils it down into a quick answer. And it could be text, but maybe also images or video clips.
Multimodal.
That multimodal aspect is quite powerful. An image might be a much better answer sometimes. And the privacy part, that hybrid model you mentioned, that feels very Apple. Using their own foundation model for the on-device personal data, that keeps your sensitive info right there on your phone.
Yeah, like if you ask about a private health detail or something from a specific message. Exactly. That data doesn't necessarily need to go to the cloud. That's a huge privacy angle, especially compared to how some other AIs work. It's a core Apple value playing out in the tech.
Definitely a selling point. But okay, for the web stuff, the public information, they aren't building a whole new Google from scratch overnight, are they?
This doesn't sound like it, no. The report says they're testing Google's Gemini AI for that part.
Right, Gemini. And they apparently also looked at Anthropic's Claude.
So they're willing to partner up for the web results. Pragmatic.
Seems like it. And the style of answers they're aiming for is interesting too. Described as fast, making sure to cite web sources.
Yeah.
And closer to something like Perplexity AI than, say, a ChatGPT.
Meaning more focused on factual accuracy and verifiable info, less on generating creative text or having a long chat.
Precisely. Less free-form conversation, more like a tool delivering solid sourced answers quickly. Trust seems key.
Which directly tackles that whole AI hallucination problem head on. You know, when AIs just make stuff up, if Apple can deliver fast, accurate, cited answers, that builds trust. That could be a major differentiator, especially with Apple's brand.
Absolutely. So this is more than just cool tech. This WKA project feels like a major turning point for a few big reasons. First, and maybe the most obvious one, shaking up search.
Oh, definitely. This is Apple wading directly into the AI answer space, puts them right up against Google, obviously.
Yeah.
But also OpenAI, Perplexity, all those players trying to define the future of information retrieval.
It's not a small move.
Hey.
It could really disrupt the hierarchy.
Absolutely. It forces everyone else to react.
Second big reason, scale. Apple's distribution advantage. I mean, think about it. Over 1 billion active iPhones out there.
Instant reach.
If this capability is built into Siri, it's immediately available to potentially hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah.
Right in their pocket.
It's a built-in audience that other AI companies would frankly kill for.
But let's push on that a bit. Siri hasn't always had the best reputation. People are used to it being limited. Could that skepticism slow down adoption, even with that massive distribution?
That's a really fair question. The scale is there, yes. But trust isn't automatic. Siri has years of, let's say, mixed user experiences to overcome. People might not immediately believe this version is different. Apple doesn't just need to release it, they need to prove it's genuinely useful and reliable this time. That perception hurdle is real.
Good point. Okay, the third big factor, the privacy edge. We touched on it, but that commitment to on-device processing for personal queries using their own models.
It reinforces their whole brand identity around privacy.
Exactly. In a world where people are getting more worried about AI using their data, Apple offering a more private alternative, that could be huge.
And that ties back into the trust factor we just discussed. People generally trust Apple with their data more than some other tech giants. That existing trust, combined with this privacy-focused tech, it could really boost how quickly people adopt and rely on WTA. It's not just the tech. It's the platform and the brand promise.
Okay, so the potential impact is massive. Let's game out the ripple effects. Who wins? Who might lose? What does it mean across the board? Starting with the giant, Google.
Yeah. This is clearly a threat to their search dominance, their cash cow, for decades.
But it's complicated, right? The report mentions Apple testing Google's Gemini.
Right. It's this weird co-opetition. They might be rivals, but Apple might also end up paying Google potentially billions to license Gemini for the web search part.
So Google could lose search traffic share but gain licensing revenue.
Potentially. It's a very tricky balancing act for Google. Compete, but also maybe enable your competitor. It's fascinating strategically.
Okay, what about the newer players? OpenAI, Perplexity, they've been building momentum in this AI answer space.
Well, Apple entering the ring definitely makes the market more crowded and tougher. They now face a giant with immense resources, that huge distribution advantage we talked about, and deep hardware integration. It certainly raises the stakes for them.
Intensifies the competition for sure. But what about for users? For you listening?
This is where the potential is really exciting, I think.
Yeah, Siri could finally graduate. Go from being that assistant that, let's be honest, often frustrates, to maybe a genuinely useful AI tool.
Imagine if Siri consistently understood you, got you accurate information quickly, maybe even anticipated needs based on your context, all while respecting your privacy. That changes your daily interaction with your phone, fundamentally.
Right.
Less friction, more actual help. It stops being a gimmick and becomes, well, indispensable.
The promise is huge, but like any massive tech project, there are definitely questions and potential pitfalls here. Things to watch out for.
Always. Nothing this big is ever straightforward.
Okay, like the web indexing strategy. Are they going to try and build their own map of the entire web?
Yeah, that's
That's monumental.
Or will they rely on licensing Google's index, perhaps via Gemini long-term? That creates dependency.
And transparency and citations. How well will WKA show its work? Will you know where the web answers came from? That's crucial for trust.
Absolutely. And tied to that is the challenge of preventing hallucinations.
Right. Those confident-sounding but totally wrong answers AI sometimes gives. Apple's quality bar is notoriously high. How will they manage that risk?
It's a core AI challenge. Getting it wrong could really damage Siri's credibility, maybe permanently this time.
Then there's the rollout strategy. Will this be a global launch?
Yeah.
U.S. first, phased by language or region?
That affects when you might actually get to use it.
Wow.
And the report itself flags key risks. Partner dependence is one. If talks with Google for Gemini stall or fall through, that could mean delays, big ones.
Finding another partner of that scale quickly, not easy.
No. Then accuracy challenges, we mentioned hallucinations, but just general errors could erode trust fast, and timeline delays. Early 2026 sounds fast for something this complex.
It really does. Slippage seems almost inevitable in these kinds of projects.
And finally, overarching all of this is Siri's reputation. Can Apple truly convince potentially cynical users that this time Siri is actually smart and reliable?
It's a comeback story they need to write.
A big one. It's as much about marketing and perception as it is about the underlying technology.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here, this deep dive into WKA? It shows Apple is making a really profound play. This isn't just adding a feature. It feels like they're trying to change how you interact with your iPhone, how you get information, period, moving beyond just search.
I agree. The potential here is for a genuine shift in user behavior. If WKA delivers on that promise of fast, accurate, private answers, Siri could finally become that intelligent assistant we've kind of always been promised but haven't quite gotten. Integrated, contextual, actually helpful.
Yeah. And think about this, if Apple really nails it, if they make Siri genuinely reliable, private, powerful with this AI search, it obviously makes the iPhone even stickier, more essential, but it could also fundamentally challenge Google's hold on web search and information access. It forces everyone else to rethink their game. So the question for you is, what kind of things would you start asking your phone if you knew Siri was truly smart? What changes for you?